Dlight into S-Light is a true combo, meaning there's no dodge window. It works at all range and damages because Dlight on Gauntlets has 0 variable force, which means that damage doesn't increase the pushback distance, so the damage doesn't affect the combo at all. It has very high follow-up potential and leads to many advanced combos that will be shown later in the video. It's one of the easiest and most rewarding combo in the game. Dlight into Recovery is a true combo. It works at all range and damages because of the Dlight 0 variable force. You don't really want to use this combo unless you can knock out the enemy with it though, because it has very low follow-up potential and it's easier to mess up Dlight into Recovery than Dlight into S-Light. The trick to getting this to work is to jump right after Dlight, then dodge forward and recovery at about the same time. Just to emphasize, you can press dodge and recovery at the same time, but you have to press jump before dodge and recovery or the combo might mess up. This is why I would only use it at 180 plus damage, which is at a solid red color. Dlight into Sair is a true combo. It works at far range when the enemy is 50 damage and up. It works at all ranges when the enemy is 100 damage and up. Some of you might be thinking, I thought Dlight has 0 variable force, so damage doesn't affect the range. Normally you would be right, but Gauntlet Downlight is a special exception. Why is it an exception, you ask? Good question. I don't know, it's a rebel. It has low follow-up potential, so it should only be used when the enemy is at the edge and when they're decently damaged, so that you can push them off the platform and possibly get an edgeguard knockout off. Dlight into Nair is a true combo. It works at all range and damages, just like how a normal Gauntlet Dlight combo usually works. It has great follow-up potential, as in you can follow it up with just about anything. But I'm only going to show you the 2 follow-ups you need to know. But first, this combo is pretty hard to do, so here are some tips. Holding forward the whole combo makes the forward dodge easier. You should ideally press jump, dodge, and then Nair in that order very quickly right after each other. Otherwise, you dodge in the wrong direction or dodge too early. If you have aim up and jump on the same button, then the combo would be very hard. Check out my keyboard settings video to see how you can fix it. This is a pretty slow string that relies on the enemy jumping immediately after getting knocked off the platform, which then leaves them with only 1 jump and makes edgeguarding them pretty easy. It technically works at any range until you can knock them out with the Nair, but the farther they're sent down, the slower it will be. It's a pretty cheesy string that could get you a very early gimp, which is a knockout by preventing the enemy from recovering to the platform. The second follow-up to the Dlight Nair is a true combo with recovery. It works from 0 to 140 damage at any range. It has pretty low follow-up potential. It's very similar to the hammer Russian MAFIA, but it only knocks out only on some maps, even at the highest damage, and it works starting from 0 damage, which makes it a lot more suitable for building up damage than being a knockout combo. There's a lot of combos and strings you can do starting with Nair, but I find that you only need to know 2 of them because they cover most of the situations. The first one is Nair into Dair, which is a true combo. It works from 0 to 120 damage when you land Nair at around max jump height. It can also work if you land it near the ground, but then you have to jump, and it also only works at lower damages, so I wouldn't worry about that because the next combo will cover that range. This combo has low follow-up potential. The trick to getting this combo off easily is to be moving forward while you Nair so that you can be on top of the enemy after it ends, which sets up for the Dair. The second follow-up to Nair is Recovery, which is a true combo. It works from 0 to 100 damage at mid-single jump height as well as near ground. You don't have to jump after landing Nair at mid-jump height, but you have to jump if you land Nair near ground or else you can't recovery otherwise. You can still use this combo as a very quick string up until 150 damage if you chase dodge before you use recovery. This combo has low follow-up potential. Next, I will show all the S-Light follow-ups that I think you need to know. Note that they can all be started with Dlight as well, but the important thing about them is that you have to land a grounded S-Light, so I will keep it simple and start with S-Light instead of Dlight. S-Light into Recovery is a very quick string. It works at all range and damages because it also has 0 variable force like Dlight does. It has low follow-up potential, which is why it should mostly be used at red damage when it is possible to knock out the enemy with it. It can follow up into Nair or Dair for a slow string at 0 to 60 damage. You always have to jump during the Dair follow up, but for Nair, you don't have to jump at the lower damages and you do have to jump at the higher damages. Dlight into Nair is a quick string. It works at all range and damages. It has great follow-up potential, which is why it's often used more than the recovery follow-up. I will show the 2 follow-ups that I like to use the most. This is a quick string. It works from 0 to 120 damage at all ranges. It has little follow-up potential. It's very simple to use and easiest to pick up when starting out on gauntlets, but it's rarely used by more experienced gauntlet users since it only hits 3 times consistently. This is a quick 5-hit string that is hard to jump out of. It works from 0 to 100 damage at all ranges. It has decent follow-up potential, which could lead to fast kills, especially because it ends up pushing the enemy off stage most of the time. In fact, this string has the highest potential to lead to a 0 to death situation because it builds up a lot of damage and ends up throwing the enemy below the stage. If you can get some good reads after the ground pound, it could give you a very fast stock lead out of nowhere. Note that most of the time you won't be able to jump before ground pounding because the enemy will be thrown off the platform after Nair, but in the rare case that they aren't, you would need to jump into ground pound. That's it for my list of must-know gauntlet combos. This list obviously doesn't cover all the different strings gauntlets can do since pretty much every move on gauntlets is a string starter. I'm just showing the ones everyone should know. If you want super mega advanced 0 to death 3000 hit strings, then look up Dopamine Gauntlet combos on YouTube. He shows a lot of them in his videos. But I hope this video helped you out. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and if you don't want to miss any of my next videos, click that bell next to the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.